The ground thrums in Istanbul, not from an earthquake, but from thousands of Fenerbahçe fans crammed into the Çukur Sarıgolu Stadium. A new era explodes into life. Jose Mourinho has been named the new coach of Fenerbahçe. This is a move that's about to shake the very foundation of the Turkish league. What does this mean for the club, for Europe, and for the Turkish league as a whole? We'll be exploring all that and more in today's video. As of right now, it appears that the Turkish media is saying that this contract actually contains one condition. Oh, what is that? This is what it is. Jose Mourinho's contract with Fenerbahçe has a clause that gives him the right to quit the club in the event that the Portugal national team makes an offer to acquire his services. This information originates from the leading sports broadcaster in Turkey, NTV Spor. We do not believe that Mourinho is finished with the game at this point. Rather, we believe that he does not care about his reputation at this time. This is because he has achieved what he had set to achieve in the game. However, if you actually go back and read what he said when he first joined Chelsea, you would discover that his ambition was to conquer Spain, Italy, and England after he had already conquered Portugal. A management team did not carry out that action. It is now finished by him. Following his victory in England, he transferred from Chelsea to Inter Milan, and then he went on to win the Italian championship. After that, he became a member of Real Madrid and eventually made Spain his home. The objective was successfully accomplished. One of his professional goals had been accomplished. Soon after that, he went back to Chelsea and started going around to different places. According to our assessment, he has already achieved the objectives he set for himself in the game, which is beneficial to his reputation. We already know that he will not pursue Portugal at this time, but it's the only option that is still being considered. Due to the fact that he has included that condition in the contract, it is possible that he is considering what would occur if they were to come after him right now. Probably, he is getting to the age where he is starting to think about it. This is a distinct possibility. The fact that he has traveled to Turkey, on the other hand, will cause others to laugh. He had the ability to take all of the money and travel to Saudi Arabia. As you can see, there is another evidence that he is not in this for the opportunity to make money. Do you not believe that he is wealthy, successful, and has already accumulated all of his wealth? It is our side's belief that he is simply a huge fan of the game. Work is the only thing that he desires to accomplish, nothing else. We are assuming that he would like to be at work. Moreover, he is unable to escape football, which is the reason why we do not believe that he will travel to Portugal at this time. In spite of this, it appears that his inability to escape football is also what makes him happy to accept jobs that other managers might be reluctant to accept. At this point, it is time for Jose to assist Fenerbahçe in turning things around, as well as turn things around personally. Simultaneously, he is not obligated to make an effort to lead the team to play football in the Champions League or to establish a particular standing in the league. He has already demonstrated that to be the case. It is imperative that he makes this team's success his primary focus. Immediately transforming them into winners was not the goal that Tottenham had in mind. For your information, that was Tottenham. When will Tottenham manage to emerge victorious? Certainly, that was a chance for someone. The objective was to fight for the title, to get Tottenham into the top 4, and to make an effort to get to the championship game. As a result, he was successful. And what ended up happening? He was terminated before the final was held. It is Tottenham's fault that this occurred. What exactly is it, Roma? He appointed them to a conference league for them to play in. In the subsequent stage, it was necessary to evaluate how well one would perform in the European League. We should work towards securing a spot in the Champions League. There was never a doubt about whether or not we should go win the Premier League with Tottenham, or whether or not we should go win Serie A. It was not the case. The event was never going to take place. However, the answer is no with Fenerbahçe. Achieving victory in the Turkish League, the Turkish Cup, and gaining as much ground as possible in the Champions League are the objectives that Fenerbahçe have set for themselves. Even more impressive is the fact that they have already made it to the qualifying stages of the Champions League. This is the point at which things begin to become interesting for Fenerbahçe, because when you look at them historically, they have been unbelievably well placed such that they are now in this position. When was the last time they were able to compete on the main stage of the Champions League? The stage of the group, which consists of the last 32, or, as of this moment, the final 36 groups. 2008, on the other hand, was the year when it was the final 32. Consequently, a lengthy period of time has elapsed. At this moment, we feel that Fenerbahçe is seeing more Mourinho than simply saying, oh, a big manager. In order to understand why we believe Mourinho has the best possible opportunity to turn this team around, let's take a look at this historical context. In their whole history, they have only won 9 titles. The most recent incident took place in 2014. It had been 10 years since that happened. Since the year 2013, which is more than 10 years ago, they have not been victorious in the Turkish Cup. Ever since 2008, they have not been able to perform on the group stage. The year 2008 marked the previous appearance in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. In the light of fact that, as we indicated before, they have not been victorious in the Turkish League for a considerable amount of time, their most recent trophy was the Turkish Super Cup, which they won in 2014. After all, that was over 10 years ago. They are currently in second place, as you can see from the previous sentence. Having already made it to the qualification stage of the Champions League, they have already advanced. Currently, the Turkish League is experiencing a great deal of success. In the event that Jose is selected, they make it straight into the qualifying phase for the Champions League. Should they be successful in overcoming that, they will go to the group stage. The task has been finished. It is possible that anything will take place after you enter the knockout stage after that. Nevertheless, the purpose is to help Fenerbahçe regain its relevance.